Hey everyone, the name is Eric Dorr, and in this video let's talk about the difference between INFJs and ENFJs. I know, I've been asked this question before. I got a great comment requesting this video, and I feel like it's a great video to make, so let's get started. First and foremost, I see that INFJs and ENFJs do have a lot of similarities from the MBTI standpoint. From the Neo-Jungian standpoint, the differences are much bigger than what they are from the MBTI perspective. I agree with the MBTI in the sense that intuitive judging types, as feeling judging types, they share a lot of commonalities. And the difference is a lot more found in the fact that they are introverts or extroverts. But let's first of all settle the similarities. The similarities is that both strive towards ethical and idea-based coherence. They search to have inclusive perspectives, to consider everyone's perspective in the group, to consider every idea and how it relates to other ideas, to organize ideas, to organize social dynamics, to organize who they are and how groups function and how they move forward. But the differences begin when you look at how they use their feeling and how they use their intuition, whether it goes inwards or whether it goes outwards. INFJs are people that start by and focus so much on studying their own role or significance in the group, how they affect other people, who they are, what decisions they made, what their history is, what their role in society is. INFJs are highly focused on their own story. And INFJs have what I would call high intrapersonal intelligence, high amount of self-understanding. They understand a lot about themselves and who they are, and they think a lot about how they influence other people. That is what the INFJ tends to focus on. What do I do towards the group? ENFJs have a focus that is more outwards. ENFJs study the group, what the group does, what social feedback they get, what people smile, what people seem angry, why they seem angry, what reasons they have to be angry, and in general, what position they have in the group. ENFJs have a group orientation, a group focus that INFJs don't actually fall into. ENFJs fall into what I call the social intelligence, interpersonal intelligence. They speculate and they work a lot from studying other people. They find who they are by studying the group, by studying the people around them, and by studying who they are in these groups. And I find that ENFJs have identities that are a lot more flexible. ENFJs find their identities changing depending on what group they are in, what people they are hanging out with. INFJs find themselves generally maintaining and trying to be a little more consistent in their identity expression. INFJs and ENFJs also differ in their intuition and where their intuition is directed. ENFJs are more focused on immediate patterns. What patterns can I observe around me? What is going to happen in the next 5 minutes, depending on what I can see right now? They have this idea, this interest in potentiality. What is the potential of this situation, of this idea, of this moment, of this hidden truth? What is the most likely risk with this idea? What is the biggest reward of this idea? ENFJs pursue intuition with a desire for a quicker reward. INFJs prefer to sit back and think for maybe even preferably 10 years before they actually act on a theory. ENFJs seek to test their theories immediately. Test their hypothesis, see how it works, see what they can be used as in the moment. ENFJs work from immediate abstractions. They find an immediate way to use an idea in any situation. INFJs go inside them, reflect, theorize, speculate. They go into philosophy and they come up with theories. And they work, and they sometimes don't know how this idea can be used in the moment. But ENFJs have this ability to use ideas in the moment that INFJs lack. In that sense, you can even say that ENFJs have better intuition than INFJs. INFJs, of course, go more large, they go more deep, they go more into speculation. They see the future as something that is constantly changing, and so they have to rethink the future every day. They have to constantly rethink if there have been any changes, any new patterns. ENFJs see the future as something that is kind of set in stone, somewhat static. ENFJs don't really speculate about the future because they kind of feel it looming over them. They see it as something outside of them that is beyond their control. Instead, the ENFJ focuses on their response to this future, who they are in this future, what patterns they can follow in this future, how they can explore it in the moment. INFJs and ENFJs both share a lot of similarities, but in general I would say they are about 50% alike. There are, between these types, about 50% similarities and 50% differences. And so you can see a stark contrast between these types. Beyond just looking at if you're introverted or extroverted, you really have to consider if your intuition is inwards or if it's outwards. If it's your feeling is inwards or if it's outwards. So, are you confused if you are an INFJ or an ENFJ? Does it feel any clearer after watching this video? If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and maybe share this video if you like it, because it really helps me build this channel, and it's really fun to work together with all of you to create the next generation of personality typology, where we actually discuss these intelligences, these crucial differences between introverted NFJs and extroverted NFJs. Things not really covered a lot in other pages.